last week for it. And so it looks like these are the items that were covered last week. And maybe you guys could catch me up just a little bit. It looks like, did we cover the service tunnel private link last week? This PR here? It looks like we did. Do you guys recall going over that?
I don't recall that. Anybody else think it was already done?
Okay. BJ, do you
BJ?
remember going over that last week? Not that you presented it, just did you hear Prince and Marian covering it?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. All right. Then Yusuf's on jury duty today, so I can check with him. Okay. And then Hanif, is he here today? Hanif's not here today, so I'll have to follow up with Hanif on this. And then Chris, 332 got merged, right?
332. That
I
was
think it did. Yeah,
Andy.
I'm pretty sure it did.
Yeah, let me.
I think we talked about that. Yeah, let me look. I'll just look. I'm pretty
I just want to
fast.
double check which one that is. I'm sorry.
No, no, no. Yeah, we looked at it yesterday. Yeah, that's the one that got merged.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and it
Mhm.
exposed an issue in the CI
That's right. Yeah, we
that
talked about that
resulted in
yesterday in the
a
community
new pull
call.
request. Yeah,
hmm hmm
343 is still waiting either review or we just merge it. It's not really controversial.
Yeah, this one, I think Hanif was going to take a look. Um,
Well, I volunteered him. I don't know if
we
he
volunteered
agrees.
him.
I just,
Oh,
need some kind of I don't think it's anything controversial, but it's always good to have someone else look because they find things you miss.
Okay, there we go. Great. Just make a little mention there. Okay. And then Vladimir talked about this one yesterday. Okay. And so, all right. And then do we use the same SHA tag for both Docker images? Did we talk about this last week? And then consider freezing SHA.
I think
Okay.
there's discussion that for now we let the DPDK SHA tag be latest and the other one be fixed
Okay.
for being
All right.
U2 for now.
Yeah.
Okay. All righty. And it looks like Marian has a conflict with his Q4 company meeting. So, okay. So I guess it's just us then. Do you guys have something, items you want to cover today for behavioral model? If not, I can give time back and I can adjust the schedule. Now, I did find out something interesting for our project here since we moved to the new repo. And I filed a bug with GitHub. I can no longer link these items. I was going to link, for example, one of these items. I was going to link it to, I think it was 142 or 242, some sort of issue. Can't do that anymore because we started off in the Azure /dash repo and we moved to Linux Foundation. So we're sonic-net /dash, and they do not talk to each other on the back end. So
That's an interesting corner case.
yeah,
And
yeah.
you found it.
I did, and I did talk to my guy over here in the Sonic team, and he was able to create a new project for me in, I think it was Sonic Net, and he did try to get a few. Of these issues over. Yeah, I think he did it. So see here at Sonic Net Dash, and then he did pull a few of the issues over, but it doesn't have nearly the views that I had. So I'll have to go ahead and recreate the views, and it doesn't have all the work items. So I'm working on making it look the same. But yeah, just so you know, FYI.
Did he have to hand copy and
I
paste
don't
all
know
those?
how he did. I don't know how
Well,
he did it.
maybe
I
there's an
asked him.
export to something,
What was his name? His name was
command
Sin. I think it was
up
Sin.
in the
Yeah, how
little
did
dot
he
dot
do that?
dot. There might be an
Mhm.
export to JSON or something, where it's got the little 3 dots. There's probably some commands or one of the menus. Be interesting.
Mhm. Oh, that was his name. Zuhui Meow. Let me look what he did here.
Yeah, doing it by hand sounds like an exercise in
Ah, okay. Did you
tedium.
add tags? Da da da. Oh crap! Something's wrong with my screen. Anyway, some of the issues added to me lost some info. You can remove them. I believe all the issues have been migrated. Just the views were lost. I wonder how he did it though. So I only selected some of the issues. So I'll have to ask him how he did it. Do you guys know him?
No.
Zooey Meow. Okay, yeah. I'll ask him just out of curiosity. But yeah, FYI, it doesn't work when you move repos. So, okay. Well, it sounds like we don't have a ton to talk about today. Is that right? Because I can give time back.
I did have a quick,
Uh-huh.
I've had a side conversation with Chris in email the last couple of
Go
days.
for it.
I did,
Uh-huh.
so it's not done, and I don't want to promise a done date or anything like that, but
Oh, sure, sure. I would never push. Yeah.
I was, what we have in the repo right now is something that compiles the P4 code for DPDK, but doesn't run it. And so I've
Mm-hmm.
been looking at, like, there's an IPDK repository
Mm-hmm.
that is open source and includes a DPDK software switch as well as like a bunch of other control
Mhm.
plane software linked together.
Mhm.
And I've been trying to get that working, and I've
Right.
gotten it working with something called Linux tap interfaces,
Mm-hmm.
which may have the one downside that if you try to run a test, the test environment, I think what you found, Chris, is that it seems to replace the source MAC address of any packet sent from that environment.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
that's just from reading. We haven't tried it, but there may
Okay.
be some
I
test
think
case issues.
I think as a I haven't tried this, but I believe what happens is you can actually configure the MAC address on the sender
Yeah.
side of the tap address, but
Mhm.
then that will be the same for every Ethernet frame sent until you reconfigure it. So if you wanted to vary the source MAC addresses wildly, you'd have to reconfigure it between every packet, kind of thing, which is
Mm-hmm.
It might
functionally correct.
restrict.
But
It might restrict some of our test cases. I've also got a side conversation going with Dan Daly in the
Yep.
IPDK Slack channel, and he
Yep.
reposted some questions. So maybe we'll get
So,
So
that I think that turned into Christian Dumitrescu asking in the IPDK Slack channel, do we
Yeah.
support VETHs, and somebody else answering what's the use case? And if I just wanted to confirm with you, I think the reason for asking was to be able to have full control over the Ethernet header from test environments. Is that the main reason that we want
Yeah.
VETHs? So basically, I've just said, if there's a way to control the full Ethernet header with a tap interface, that's probably good enough too. Would that match your belief too? If we
I
have a
think
way to do
yeah.
that?
I need
Okay.
to read this thread. I didn't catch up since this morning.
Oh.
Looks like it got
Mhm.
very active.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, I said some things that might be accurate or might not. You're welcome to join in that conversation if I said
Yeah.
anything wrong.
So just a quick thing, instead of a tab, interface, if you were to use the TUN interface, which happens to be the layer 3 tunnel interface, would that make any difference?
Then
Have
you
you tried?
you get no Ethernet header at all.
You don't get any Ethernet. So so how
Is
do
my
we do it?
understanding.
The VETH in when it comes to BMV2, right?
It supports VETHs directly.
Oh, it supports VETH direct. Okay.
yeah, that's the native wiring in BMV2 is VETH ports.
I see.
And what we want to do is try to just recreate that so all our workflows are the same. It could be that just exploring and experimenting, we'll find some workaround, like maybe a tap interface. Maybe we have to make them promiscuous or something, and then we can
Right.
send it whatever we want. We'll
Yeah.
see. But obviously,
Anyway.
there's a little experimenting to do.
It's a minor sticking point, but except for that, there may be a path to running DPDK software switch in the test environment. It supports the P4 Runtime API over TCP port 9559, just like BMV2 does. So hopefully that wouldn't need to change either.
Mm-hmm.
And it even supports some GNMI commands, but that may or may not be useful.
Could be.
At least for bringing ports up and taking them down, perhaps. I think that's what it's one of the things it can do. But anyway, there's just wanted to mention on the side, there's a little bit of progress
Mhm.
going on there,
Okay.
or
No
at least
promises. Got it.
maybe sideways moves. I don't know if it's progress yet.
Yeah.
Ray.
Yeah,
I'll call
and I
it
think-
progress when it all works the way we want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Andy, I think while we pursue this whole VETH versus TAP as like one topic, I think it'd be worth just trying to throw some packets at the TAP interface.
Yep.
You know,
I have.
and
I was able to use last night. I was able to use Python Scapy using on the TAP interface, and it I believe it modified the source MAC address, but everything else went through fine.
yeah, it just might be that the packets coming out of the pipeline will have a fixed MAC address
MAC.
based on the
Yep.
Linux interface, right? The test traffic generator can probably do anything it wants. And whether or not that has an impact on our test cases, I haven't figured that out. I think we should just keep.
I mean, I
poking.
suspect that in the real environment in which these packets would be forwarded, the source MAC might always be a constant for each link anyway.
Well, if it's a bump in a wire, it should just pass right through without trying to modify it necessarily. You know, like a layer
Oh.
2, like a
I see.
switch. Anyway,
But
we
yeah,
can continue this.
we might be able to just mask off checking source MACs maybe.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Check everything else.
Yeah. We'll play with
Anyway,
it.
I'll let you know what I find out, and
Okay.
we'll update you if we come up with something. And then we'll start hitting DPDK bugs after that, probably.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for doing all that work. That's awesome. Appreciate it. Anyone else have anything for today? Let's see. Vincent Rush. Oh, hey, Prince. We were just wrapping up, I think, unless you had anything. We covered the notes from last week when I wasn't here. Hey, Prince, did we go over Service Tunnel Private Link
Not
last week?
yet.
Because I
That's
wasn't
why-
here. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we didn't cover that. So I thought that's one thing we would be covering today, but looks like Marian is also not in the call. So
Yeah, he said that he has a conflict with Q4 company meeting or something like that. I just checked with him. I wasn't aware
Okay.
of that. So maybe we can shoot for it for next week. And
yeah, I
so
thought
that
we are
would
going
be-
to change this meeting.
Yep. Yeah, we talked about that a little bit
Recurrence,
today
right?
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So guys, do we want to like have this meeting next week for the starting at 10:30, or should we skip next week and pick up the next week? Yeah, if that makes any sense. Here, let me pull up a calendar. I mean, today is next week is basically the 23rd. Okay, don't look at my calendar. Here we go. So today's the 23rd. Do you guys want to do the 2nd, or do you want to just wait till the 9th?
Ninth is okay by me.
But then we would really,
Yeah.
really, really want to cover Service Tunnel Private Link. Don't you
Well,
think,
that's all.
Prince?
Yeah, I think I talked to Marian today. So
Mhm.
he said he will have to address some of the review comments and based on the inbound flow. So I am not sure if
We'll have to sync
2.9?
up with him.
Oh, you mean 2.9 or 3.9?
Well, you know what I mean. Yeah, 3.9.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
You know me. Okay, there we
Not
go.
next
Sorry,
week,
go-
right?
Not next week. Yeah,
Yeah.
because next week would be 3/2.
3.2. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll rework the meeting invite and send it out, and then I'll see if you and Marian, we can do BMV2 for Service Tunnel Private Link on this day. And then thanks for answering that question. And then more guidance from Prince around. So I guess this happened last week. I wasn't here, Prince. Review logic on a returning packet that had a source IP change. Did anyone talk to you about this, Prince?
I think. Yeah, I think this is one thing we like I updated in the
Mhm.
year.
Okay,
So
okay, cool.
I think folks can take a look at that. And
Okay, and then this one we talked about yesterday in community meeting. This one was already merged. So
Yeah.
okay, so unless you guys have anything else for today, I guess we can close the call and I'll do this rework on BMV2 meeting. What do you guys think?
Sure.
Does that work for everybody?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll be in Redmond next week, so feel free to contact me up there if you need anything. And Prince, I also mentioned that I went ahead and let Yusuf make an attempt at sending community meeting notes last week. And there were a couple of opportunities for improvement in those notes, so I'm working with him on those.
okay.
Okay. All right, you guys have a good day.
Thank you,
Good rest of
Christina.
the
You
week.
too.
Yeah.
All right, and
Thanks,
I'll
Christina.
talk to you later. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And thanks for the work, Andy.
Yeah, no worries. No, this is the hobby thing that I've been bugging these IPTK guys to get the readmes fixed for months.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Thankfully, they fixed them.
Okay, bye-bye.